Hello. Hello. Just stopping in to see how everybody is doing. I am not going to stay long. Hopefully everybody is having a good day. I really do. How was everybody's weekend? I hope everybody had a wonderful. Hey, honey lot, how you doing? I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. Miss K, how you doing? It is KPR. How you doing? Jean Love, how you doing? As y'all can see, it is a wonderful hot about to go grocery shopping. I know that's right. I got to go grocery shopping when I come back from my doctor's appointment here in about another couple hours. I got a doctor's appointment I got to go to. And then I go grocery shopping to my favorite place that everybody says is so expensive, which is Publix. Doing good, getting ready for class. Oh, that's what's up. Unfortunately, KPR, both classes, because I do part-time teaching up here at the college, plus I am a college student as well. Neither one of those don't start back till the 16th, which is great for me, which is awesome. But I do the online. I love online. I can't sit in a classroom and do the teaching, because I feel like I'll be like a blah blah blah, like on the Snoopy, the Snoopy channel. Chemistry, oh my god. Chemistry is like, let me tell you about chemistry. You have to not think so hard when it comes to chemistry. Believe it or not. You really have to not think so hard, because it's like you are trying to overthink it, and that's the problem when it comes to chemistry. You can't overthink it, and I don't know, but my favorite subject actually really is psychology and criminal justice and law. Those are my favorite subjects. Now, if you sat there and asked me about giving you a hand with that, oh yes. If you asked me to write you a student brief all day, oh yes. If you asked me to do a research method on that, oh yes. You hate chemistry, farm periodic charts, and Shell's boot, yes. I mean, I just had to not think so hard when it came to that. Working on my 2 degrees online, BS in criminal justice and master's in forensic psychology grad. Oh, you know what? You're going to love them. Oh my God, you are going to love them. Oh my God, I'm not going to give it away. Jean, you're going to love that. Oh my God. I did my bachelor's in criminal justice. I started in 2003 and I had finished that up in 2006. And I had got my master's in education and had got my master's in legal studies. And now I am actually working on my master's in criminal justice, which is also tied in with sociology. And I'm like, oh my God. My husband he called me a career student, really, to tell you the truth. He called me a career student, which that might be true. But you're going to absolutely love that, Jean. I promise you, you're going to take an assessment soon. Is it hard? It depends on what college you go to, far as taking the assessment. And it depends on the type of study. Every college is different. Like when I did my assessment, I didn't do a actual test online. I decided to do the research instead of doing, because I thought the test was going to be like too easy. So I actually did a thesis. So I didn't do the assessment. But it depends on the college itself. Most colleges you have to go up there and do the, but I did a thesis. So that's what, right. Cause you have two options. You could do the assessment or you could do the thesis. And I chose to do the thesis. Of course, which I don't know why I chose it, because I work when it is stressful and getting the work, because that's when I perform better. A lot of people like to do theirs overtime. I like to do mine in crunch time. That's when I make better grades, and that's when my mind is better challenged for some odd reason. Don't know. But my husband, he called me a career student. He was like, you're an actual career student. And I guess that might be right or something. Right, we are. And then what KPR said, go on, Jean, good luck. I have a bachelor's already. I just decided that I wanted to become a dentist. I can't do, you know what? I I wanted to do the medical field, and it's the thought of someone passing away, or a lot of blood, or, and I guess it's the same thing. It don't make no, I guess it's no difference in that. But I wanted to be like a Matlock. That's I wanted to be the Judge Judy of the worlds. I wanted to be the Matlock of the worlds. I wanted to be the what is the little girl growing up? Hey, Chosen, how you doing? I wanted to be the little girl of the that goes out and solve everything. You know, the crime solver. And I wanted to that be that person. So like when I see something or something like that, that's why I watch a lot of crime shows. That's why I watch a lot of unsolved stories. And I don't do the cops thing. I think the cops, I think they have taken that to a more unrealistic thing. And I don't like the bad boy cop thing. I think now it's just more of a unrealistic thing to me. Oh, and this shirt that I got on is my Dirty Bird Blink, long blink. And let me tell you about this shirt, right? So this shirt I got last year when my very good friend daughter rode her cruiser to all 49 states for the summer. And get this, she was 17 years old when she did her cross country to all 49 states. Yes, 17, y'all. And her ride name is Dirty Bird. Yes. So, yes, 49, 17 years old. And she made it all to all the magazines. Just about every motorcycle magazine had covered her. Yeah, she's very well known. Her ride name is Dirty Bird. And I got on my Dirty Bird long blink shirt. My niece, Dirty Bird. Her mom is Thundercat. And yes, at when I say she had put her mind to it, and in actuality, she been riding motorcycles since, oh my God, since I can remember her mom putting on a motorcycle. And her mama will always put on the back of the motorcycle. And then all of a sudden, when I sat there and I was like, I seen her, I was like, is that Dirty Bird grown up now? Riding Yes, she was riding motorcycles. And I was like, oh my God, oh my goodness. So, yes, she is, she did the darn thing. And I am so proud of her. Oh my God, I am so proud of her. So that was last year, during the summer, that she had made these plans to actually put together with doing all 49 states. So her mom and her dad had made out the plans and coordinate everything, the states, and we actually followed her through all 49 states. We followed her from each state to state to state. We followed her, tracking her progress, when she laid down and all that. And like when I couldn't track her on the tracker, I'm texting her mom like, okay, y'all fell off. Where y'all at? What's going on? I'm texting her mom, hey, everybody was texting. She was like, oh, we just pulled over. We just pulled over to get something to eat. I'm like, all on Facebook. I'm all on my text messages. I'm sending her messages through the phone. I'm sending her messages through the GPS app. I was all over everything. Hey, where y'all at? What's going on? Hey, you know. But yes, they did the darn thing. When I say they did it, they did it. And she was 17 years old. And the reason I'm saying this is because we have a lot of children out there. We have a lot of kids out there that they actually took away, some of the public things, the more public things for them to do. And a lot of people look at it because there's no funding, there's no money. And granted, there is really no funding. Statistically saying, a lot of the kids today, especially in public school, the public schools, they get their funding through statistics. How many kids actually attend this school? And that's how they get their funding. But they have taken away a lot of the programs that actually go for the schools. So when these kids are out for the summer school, a lot of the programs are actually going away because these kids are very idle, and idle minds have a tendency to get in trouble. But when you have a very young girl who gets out there and she is like, hey, you know um doing things, and she out and about, she rode Texas to Jacksonville, and she spoke down there at the women's conference, and she rode from there and she went somewhere else in Louisiana, and she spoke at the um women's conference there, and she's invited everywhere to speak at these conferences. And that is a positive thing, but being that she have set the bar high, everybody know Bessie Stringfield was the youngest African American female to ride her motorcycle cross country. So now we got another history in making because we got a younger one who did it. Got another one history in making. And when I say that was miraculous, that was very miraculous because she could have been any one of those kids out there doing anything, and her mom and her dad and the whole community and me, her auntie, and her millions of other and trillions, they got nothing but love and support for her. So that is right. And now, graduating and going on to be a very successful young lady means a lot. So, what are we doing for these children, these kids with these idle minds? The state has nothing for them. They're not doing anything for them. And that's why, I look very hard into some of the things, that's going on. And that's why I stay on my grandkids the way I do. And I'll tell anybody, yes, my grandkids, they are in public, not public, but private schools. Because the private schools, one thing I do know, one thing for sure, and things for certain, they do actually have programs in the schools that the public schools don't have. They actually have those programs. So I'm not wondering if my child mind is idle. I actually had to research the private schools. So when school get out, what, in May or June, My son, my grandson, I keep saying son, my grandson, his private school's still going. His private school got out like 2 weeks ago, but he's only out for like maybe a month, if that. And yeah, about a month or so. But he go back September 4th, and that goes all the way till July, that towards the end of July. And he's in school that whole entire time, so he don't have an idle mind. He spend most of his summer there. But the great thing about that school is, and I really love it, what about family vacations? What about them? If I just want to say, hey, we going out of town for a week, all I gotta do is tell the school we're going out of town for a week. Then he do his school online while he gone for that week. They set his online portion up, and he do his school online until he come back, and he interact with his teacher from that school. And that's what I love about that. And a lot of people say, oh, private school is so expensive. You know what? I'd rather pay that than to sit here and allow the state to send money. Hey, Positive Movement, how you doing, love? I'd rather allow the state to have money going to them for a public school for statistical reasons than anything at all. That's just me. But I know I went left on that. You welcome, love. And I know I went left on that and stuff and everything, but I just wanted to bring that out there, and say that. But I had to showcase my baby girl shirt. Yes, she was the youngest to do all 49 states on her motorcycle. All 49 states on her motorcycle at the age of 17. Yes. So next year, 2019, they are doing a all-female cross-country ride. For those who like to ride motorcycles, they're cruisers and stuff. There will be a all-female motorcycle ride. If you ride motorcycles, come out and join that, the Best Extreme Field, and get some history. Intermingle, meet other people. I mean, it's going to be you trailblazer. I have a Indian vintage. And yes, I had to go to American made one. And if I was gonna get one, it was gonna be the first American made motorcycle. The first. And for those that don't know your history. Learn your history. Know your history, learn your history. Because the very first American made motorcycle used was the vintage. Was the I'm sorry, Indian motorcycle. So y'all learn your history. See, Miss Classy is not. She's very diverse. So I learn everything. I actually learn, and I educate myself all over. So I'm just not everywhere. Just stagnant in one place. I'm everywhere, all over and stuff and everything. And I try to be, but that's just me. And I like to be that way. I am not going to stay on long because I do have, unfortunately, a doctor's appointment that I have to get to. And hopefully, more people start coming out and start supporting. And what we need to do is get out of this, oh, well, I'm positive today, but I'm not positive tomorrow. And we need to really get out of this, oh, well, I'm really changed, because believe it or not, my eyes is open to a lot of things. And some people that say they own some positive ain't on positive. They could believe that. My eyes been open to a lot of things. I just sit back and I just don't say a lot of things. And I really don't like to get into that. What I don't like is how is the word I will say it. You have really true people who are very positive and really trying to make a change within themselves. And they really are doing it. And you know who they are because you see it. But then you have those who is not right, positive, right. And then you have those who is not and pretending. And I call them wolves in sheep clothing. Because they do what they say and do what they need to do to get what they need to get. And that's a fact. And it's sad because who are you hurting? It ain't me. It ain't the other people that can actually, truly, literally come out and actually, honestly give you guidance and help. I love you too, Jean. Thank you. I love you so much. I try to be on some positive note, really, to tell you the truth, and I try to stay that way. But I sit back and I observe a lot, and I guess I have. That's probably always be my downfall, being observant. That will always be my downfall, being observant, and I pay attention to a lot of things. But one thing for sure, and two things for certain. I never hindered my blessings on a false lie. Hey, Nene 51, how you doing, love? That's one thing for sure. I never hindered my blessings on a false lie. But I do sit back and I do pay attention. And it's sad. It's real sad. But I believe in that. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? But I believe in that saying. I truly do believe in that saying. Every eye shall open. And when that eye open, you can't blame nobody but yourself. Because believe it or not, it's a lot of eyes open. Whether you realize it or not, it's a lot of eyes open. They just ain't told you yet. It's a lot of eyes open. It's a lot of eyes open. They just ain't told you yet. Don't see how people do it. I don't know. I guess my cloth is cut from a cloth that's no longer being made, which makes that a rarity. And I thank God for that one. Cause these cloths being cut today, exactly. These cloths being cut today, they ain't right. They ain't right. But I'm old school, and I'm glad I learned from the best. Keep your mouth shut and keep your eyes open. Keep your ears clean. Cause you don't, you might not be able to hear what's not being told. Nothing like, you're right. You're right, Gene. Nothing like old school knowledge. Cause you might, believe it or not, the silence is what speaks volumes. It's not what's speaking. It's the silence that's what speaks volumes. Because it tells a story all within its own. And people don't even realize it. I can tell y'all this morning, and I was gonna save it. Are they really boxing over there? Are you really serious? Okay, y'all doing too much. This morning, I actually got a phone call this morning, which was kind of odd because normally we're the ones making the phone calls, but it actually came into us. And I was talking to the guy, and we ended up getting him on as a client. Once we got him on as a client, we were just sitting there talking. My husband said, "That's what I love about you." He said, "Because you could nail a client just like that by talking to him and stuff and everything." But I ended up nailing him as a client. And we was talking, and he asked me, he said, "Hey, what do you do, in your spare time?" And I told him what I do in my spare time. He said, "Oh, that's really interesting." So I actually told him, I say, I don't like to mix my personal life with my professional life. I really don't like that. And I say, what I do on my own time does not and will not ever come into my professional, because I am a business owner and I own my own business as well. But I don't, I say it, I let people know about it. People do know I own my own businesses. Okay, well, being that I was telling him about the challenge that I was doing and the fact that we just brought him on as a client, and the merchandise is what had got me. And I told him, I said, "Well, this is what I am rewarding, because I do it because me being a business owner, I do have a FEIN number. So that's nothing for me to get that stuff. I actually write it off under my business as a tax write-off. And I get with my tax accountant, who is been my tax accountant since 2015. And we do all that as a write-off. So it's not a big deal in getting it. Well, long story short, I had ended up getting started walking on my walk late, because he listened to me as I was talking about this. What was so immaculate about this is, as he was listening, I didn't realize that he had actually got the sales, his sales rep, he got his marketer, and he got the person that I had to sign the contracts with on the phone. And they did it on the conference, and they was listening to me. And he told me, he said, "I tell you what, if this is something that you're real passionate about, you no longer have to do that. Being that we have came on as clients, we will, being that y'all moving that for us, we will actually donate it to you and do the tax write-off and all that, so we now get those products for free." And I went down there, and I had to take my W-9 and everything down there to him. So now I get all that stuff. Anything that I deem that, hey, this is the product that we're giving away, he sends that to us for free. So that was like a really, really big blessing. So sometimes it's about how you carry and conduct yourself, because he actually went on my page, which was a blessing. He might be even looking at it right now, and I thank you so much. He actually went on my page, and he looked at it, and he said, "I really like what you're doing." So the great blessing about that is, you never know as a business owner who you cross, who you run into, and who will bless you. I'm a firm believer in that. That's why I don't burn my bridges. When I called my husband, I told my husband about it. My husband was like, "How do you manage to do that?" And I don't know. So after that had taken place, I immediately sent an email to one of my somebody I was introduced to, a friend girl of mine. And I told her, I say, "Hey, I need you to do something for me, because now I want to go ahead and do it and get it up so I can get my license numbers and stuff up and everything." Sometimes You have to carry and conduct yourself in such a manner, in such a way that you don't burn your bridges with people that can actually put your foot in the door that can make you successful. The people that you need to talk to, the people that you need to be in front of, the people that anything. That's why I don't cut my blessings short. That's why I treat people the way I want to be treated. It's that old school saying. Treat people the way you want to be treated. You treat a person like a dog, then that person is 9 times out of 10 is probably gonna treat you with a long handle spoon. If you treat a person sometime, 9 times out of 10 that person gonna treat you with a long handle spoon. If you treat a person just downright rude and nasty, 9 times out of 10 that person just ain't gonna deal with you. You know. So that's why I sit and I say, hey, I try to treat everybody with the same way that I want to be treated. But for every action, there's a reaction. And I'm a firm believer in that. So I do try to intertwine both realms together. And I was going to save that for last, but it just happened to cross my mind. It really did. It crossed my mind. And I wanted to go ahead and put that out there and stuff, because I had started it once it crossed my mind. Hey, let me go ahead and put that out there, because ain't no telling when it's gonna cross my mind again, unless I am actually sitting down. And I got 8 people watching. Why don't y'all come out the bushes or whatever your airplanes you're sitting on, and don't watch me. Come in and speak and say hello. To me, I think that it's kind of rude when you just watch people from the bushes and you don't acknowledge and say hello. I really do think that is rude. It's like going to somebody's house and you go in and you don't say hello to the person that owned that house. I think that that is rude and stuff and everything. It's all welcoming. Come in and say hello. Come on in and show love. You know, it's 8 people watching. Come on in and say, hey, how you doing? I don't bite. No one in here bite. Well, I guess it's 7 watching because 1 left. But go ahead and come on in and say hello, you know. If you're not afraid, just come on in and say hello. If not, then stay right there where you at. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it really don't matter. You're still going to be loved regardless. And I show support to everybody. And hopefully everybody shows support to, and you're just not watching me because you're recording me to send it back to somebody else. In that case, hell, I can record my own self and send it to whoever I want to send it to. You know? I think I'm 47 years old. I could do that myself. I think I do that perfectly well. And in case nobody hadn't got that, hey Bella Box, how you doing? And in case nobody hadn't got that, I mean, really, to tell you the truth, I answer to God. I answer to the man upstairs, okay? And I'm gonna break this down to y'all. I answer to the man upstairs. Outside of him, I am obligated on paper, and I answer to my husband. That man that put that 3-piece ring, and I'm only wearing 2, but that 3-piece ring on my finger. And I support him, getting ready to go on 17 years. I do say and go wherever I want to. I'm not obligated to no one but the man upstairs and my husband. His name, our name are on a marriage certificate. I let everybody know that from day one. It's not a secret. And no one can go around here in life in general that know me, that have ever talked to me, can't say Miss Classy ain't never say that. Because Miss Classy have said, I support everybody. I don't answer to no one but God and my husband. If you're not God and you're not my husband, I don't answer to no one. And I support everybody and I go everywhere. So that's the great thing about Miss Classy, because she will always be straight up and she will always be honest about whatever it is that she's doing, whatever she say, whatever she do, whatever, anything, you know. But I'ma always be on some positive stuff. And if it's somebody that you don't like in my chat that I associate with because my platform is open, just unsubscribe. That's all it is. You don't even have to watch. You don't have to do none of that. Just unsubscribe. Because believe it or not, I have plenty more from way over on all other sides that is subscribed, that does support me, I do support them. And I support plenty platforms. I mean, plenty. Like over 400 something platforms. Exactly, Bella. I support over 400 something platforms. You know, so at the end of the day, I am, and they're very positive platforms. And if somebody is not positive, trust and believe, I will unsubscribe to you. Much love to you, positive movement. I will, and if you're not positive, I will unsubscribe to you. But I see, you know, we have 7 people in the bushes, and a lot of people like to watch. I watch from the bushes, but I'll leave a comment. Hey, I like what you did. I love what you did, or whatever the case may be. So, or sometimes I just can't catch a live, depending on when that person go live, you know. But normally when I'm out here walking, that's when I try to catch a live. But I do have something coming real soon. I'm waiting on my girl to finish the second part for me, and after that, it is coming. It's a big surprise. I actually love the project that is coming along with it. It is immaculate. I actually really love that project that is coming along, and it is it's coming along real well. It is. It really is. It's coming along real well. But other than that, I hope everybody, even the ones that's just sitting and watching me, I hope you all have a very blessed day. And, you know, I really do hope God somewhere along the line put it in your heart, you know, to change your ways, your views, and your thinking for real. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to continue to cut your blessings. And although you think that you're receiving blessings, believe it or not, some things can be shadowed. Y'all have a good one.